button means we're live, a casual take with your boy Stephen Pepper, here to give a take off my chest. Yo, I know what you're thinking. It's crazy to see me. It's 11:08 at night. It's pitch black outside. You've never seen me live at this time of night. I know. I just wanted to come on and give an instant reaction on this channel. If you don't follow my TikTok, Some Casual Takes is the handle. I usually do kind of like these instant reactions after games on live on TikTok, so make sure you go follow there. But I thought I'd bless the channel with one because I have this take that I want to give off for this channel. And it's something that I've had in my notes app for a while. And when I say notes app, I have like this long list on my notes app of just like random takes I think about throughout my life, like throughout my day, that I won't use anytime soon, but know down the line after like a game or a series in the playoffs or a major story, I can remember this take because I have it written down. And I've had this one specifically since November, and I've sat on it. It's May 2nd. I've sat on it for months. I knew one day I'd be able to use it, and I can't believe it came true. So I want to come on here and talk about it. That did the Milwaukee Bucks just have a Philadelphia Eagles-like season? Hear me out. Both very talented rosters, stars across the board. For the Eagles, you got Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Bucks, Giannis, Damian Lillard. Top three favorites in their league to win the championship in the preseason. These are very, very good teams on paper with high expectations. I mean, they were off to a great start. It looked like they were on the path to the championship. I mean, the Bucks were 30-13 with a top three record in the NBA, and the Eagles were 10-1 with the best record in the NFL. Great starts. But I warned y'all early on that something was off with both teams. I saw defensive and coaching issues that would hold them back from being true contenders. But they were winning. But gosh, they were winning so many games. But I know. I still warned y'all despite they were winning so many games because I knew they were just simply out-talenting everyone. I mean, the Eagles, they got Pro Bowlers on quarterback, running back, wide receiver, O-line, D-line. The Bucks, Dame and Giannis were just dropping 60-plus combined against everyone. The Eagles played some pretty good teams on their 10-1 stretch, Chiefs, Bills, Dolphins. But the Bucks, I especially knew were fraudulent. They had one of the easiest schedules to start the year. I mean, in the Eastern Conference, you face the Wizards, Hornets, Pistons, Raptors multiple times a year. It just gives you a lot of free wins. And then once we got to the second half of the season, it was a complete free fall. Now the offenses aren't that good. The Bucks did try to solve their issues midseason by firing head coach Adrian Griffin in favor of Doc Rivers, but they went 17-19 with Doc at the helm. Below 500 with championship experience Doc Rivers. That's a worse record than first-year head coach Adrian Griffin. That's shocking. And the Eagles won just one of their last 6 games to close the season. The coaches, Rivers and Sirianni, clearly couldn't get a grip on the situation. And they both tried to make trades defensively at the deadline. Kevin Byard for the Eagles, Patrick Beverley for the Bucks, but they didn't help much. And by the end of the season, key bodies just started to break down. For the Eagles, A.J. Brown completely missed the wild card game. Hurts had a finger injury. And for the Bucks, Giannis out for the entire Pacers series, and Dame was in and out of the lineup. So unfortunately, unexpectedly, at the beginning of the year, both of their seasons ended in the first round when no one at the beginning of the year saw it coming. They had all these expectations, stacked rosters, and they both went out in the first round. It's crazy to me. I try to tell you guys in November, the Milwaukee Bucks are concerning. I even wrote an article about it. And I also said about the Philadelphia Eagles when they started 3-0. I said, this is the most concerning 3-0 team ever because I saw both teams with coaching and defensive problems. And when their offense in the second half of the season fell off, so did the team. And then they got injuries down the season. Lucky for both teams. Lucky for them. Most of their issues are fixable. Defense and coaching. For the Eagles, Sirianni, their head coach, I always questioned him. He's going to get one more year. And if the Eagles disappoint again, he's out. They got this new offense and defensive coordinators. I think they got Fangio on the defensive side of the ball, Kellen Moore offensive side of the ball. Their coordinators were seen as the reason why they were struggling. I tend to agree. Now they got new coordinators. And as that roster, which was already talented on paper, the Eagles, since the NFL season ended months before the NBA's, they've had a head start in their offseason. The Eagles look much better than they did to start last season. I mean, Hurts, A.J. Brown just got paid. Devontae Smith, Goddard, some offensive lines coming back. Jalen Carter, year 2. But defensively, their biggest issue, they just drafted 2 of the best defensive backs in the draft. They got the youth and speed on the defense. They should be much better there. For the Bucks, coaching, you're probably going to fire Doc Rivers. I mean, he just doesn't fit there. I thought it was an okay hire. They went sub 500 with him, and they lost in the playoff series. Now, you still have Giannis, and for the Bucks, that is the silver lining. When you have an MVP in his prime in an Eastern Conference, you're always going to be good. Just like LeBron with the Cavs. No matter what your team looks like, MVP in his prime, you're always going to be good. But they need to make this Dame trade work. Absolutely. They gave up Drew Holiday, picks, assets. They need to make this Dame trade work. I think they can. Give it another year. Dame, Giannis, they kind of figure it out. You just got to give them some more time. But to help the defensive side of the ball, Dame's no defender. They got to get a real point of attack defender, a real 3-and-D guy next to Dame, hide Dame, and they get better on the perimeter. They had that in Drew Holiday. He's no longer there. Ideally, I would love them to get an Alex Caruso. He would make them much better. Then Chris Middleton's a fine piece. Brook Lopez, he's getting older, but he's still a fine piece. And, Bobby Portis is one of the best 6 men. The Bucks are fine. They can still somehow make this a contender next year. I mean, to lose to the Pacers, if you were to tell me early in the season the Eagles would lose to the Baker Mayfield Buccaneers in the first round, I'd be like, that's kind of crazy with what they have. And if Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers were to beat the Bucks in the first round, I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. And the Pacers did. Portis, 20, Lopez, 20, Lillard, 28, Middleton, okay game. I picked the Pacers to beat the Bucks just because I thought it was a matchup of, the Pacers outpacing, no pun intended, the Milwaukee Bucks, fastest team versus slowest team in the league. And look what happened. They completely destroyed them all series in the fast break, destroyed them on the 3-point line, the pace of the game in favor of the Pacers, and the Bucks lost. No Giannis for the entire series. But it's absolutely crazy that a take that I've held on to since November, I put this in my notes app, that the Milwaukee Bucks were having a Philadelphia Eagles-like season. And we're sitting here in May, and this is why I record all my takes that I randomly think throughout the day, that the fact that that take stands in May when I wrote it in November is crazy. Hot starts for talented contending rosters, but completely free fell in the second half of the season. Injuries at the end, they lose in the first round. But I appreciate everyone for tuning into this A Casual Take. A little instant reaction. Instant reaction is like the new trend on YouTube and sports talk, that all these like podcasts are doing instant reactions to the game now. I thought I'd do a little instant reaction to the Bucks Pacers. Tell me how you guys mess with that. Until next episode, 2 episodes in a day. I'm grinding. See, I'm going to be busy this weekend, so I won't have any episodes. I'm going to a formal for my fraternity, so I'm going to be a little busy. So I'm going to miss some games. I'm going to miss some game 7s. But Monday, we're going to be back, have some content. Till then, see you.